Well, I'm starting talking to you on this blog about the Mini at the end of quite a busy day of shooting videos, stocking up the old store cupboard of car reviews for you. I started out driving today in the Volvo, but didn't go exactly to plan. You may have seen on Facebook, I don't know when this video will come out, hopefully in the next couple of days, a big cloud of smoke emanating from the front of the Volvo. Very, very, very annoying indeed. My 100% reliable, no hassle Swedish brick decided that a Jubilee clip was going to rust out on what turned out to be quite a hot day. We've been fine on the motorway, well I've been fine on the motorway, cruising along quite happily, but I got onto the A roads and then actually manoeuvring around, parking outside someone's house, and yeah, that was when the thermostat opened and the rusty Jubilee clip, which looked okay from the outside, but as rusty as anything on the inside, just split in half, and it just emptied the radiator over the engine block. The engine bay is now absolutely disgusting, so I'm not massively chuffed about that. My lovely clean engine, I spent so long detailing the engine bay for the sake of a 50p Jubilee clip. Fortunately, the guy was near his work and he was able, while I was videoing the car, to pop down to his work and grab a Jubilee clip. So thank you very much indeed, really do appreciate that. It got me home, thankfully. So now, I don't know if I'll do it during this video, we'll find out in the next couple of minutes. I need to change all the other Jubilee clips on the radiator hoses on the Volvo because they all look exactly the same. They look fine on the outside, but you can see a little bit of rust seeping out. So they need to go. So that went home, got parked up again, and now I'm out in the Mini, where I will start talking about what's happening next with this one, because there's nothing significant to do on this car. There are lots of niggles which I've really been wanting to get done. First of all, the air conditioning. For 3 years I've had this car now, and I've not used the air conditioning in all that time because it was not working, and I was expecting a horrible big bill, and I didn't dare take it somewhere and be told you need to spend £250 on this and £300 on that, and walk away with, you know, more than I spent on the car getting the aircon working. What tended to happen was you'd hit the little aircon button, the green light would come on for a moment, then after a second it would just flash off, on, and then go off completely. So I thought I'd take a chance and drop it off my local garage where they do aircon regassing, and just say, can you gas the aircon for me and see what happens? And bada bing, £60 later, I've got air conditioning again. I couldn't film it because they're kind of COVID restrictions there, mean they're not letting anyone film there. Come back when they say it's safe to do so. So no video, but I can show you a little green light on the dashboard down here, and I can tell you it's lovely and cool in here. Getting a beautiful crisp blowage from the dashboard. It's lovely, and so I'm very happy indeed about that. So next up though is a bit of petrol, because the red light just came on and I don't want to be calling the AA. I managed to avoid calling the AA by having a friendly person who was handy with some spanners next to me. I don't want to be calling the AA for something as stupid as running out of petrol. One rather cool thing, I've just been shooting a car which you'll see very soon indeed. The owner happened to have, which he gave to me very kindly, an unstone chipped Rover 200 headlight. So the convertible, which has got this smashed headlight, has now, or can now have a unsmashed headlight. I wasn't going to bother changing that, but now I've got that, I will. So first on my list of things to sort out is this cracked and broken A-post trim, which is like it when I bought the car, well, 3 odd years ago, and I've had this, oops, in the garage for almost as long. So let's quickly pull this off and see how we go. And apparently you just pull this trim back and then it kind of frees it. Oh, I was about to say, it doesn't matter if I break this one because it's already broken. And well, you know, I broke a bit. Oh, well, this says it's made by Magna Kansai on the 22nd of March 2001. Oops, I don't know if you can see that or not on that sticker. Got an interesting bit of history there. This one was actually made, the unbroken one, was made on the same day. How do you like that? And last bit of broken plastic to come out. Oh, one more little tag. I have to go and get some pliers and pull that out. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Free. There's even a penny down there. There's a 2011 penny down here, so that means I did have a windscreen in 2011 or after 2011. I don't know, but I tell you what though, that's been there with the car ever since, and this car seems to be quite a lucky car, so I'm going to leave that in there. It's the car's lucky penny. Well, that was easy. Now, next on my hit list of things to sort out is this rattly radio, which is a great Sony thingy, and it's got aux input and everything on it, but it just rattles like crazy, and it looks way too new for this car, which is meant to be looking all original and like an original car. Now, I think I looked at this a while ago, whoops, but decided that, here we go, I had the wrong connector on it. I did find this one in the garage stand. This one is from another car from many moons ago. This end is correct for the Mini, so I can connect that one up all right. But can I connect this one? No, is the short answer. So I need to get the Mini Loom to Mini Stereo adapter, which presumably is easily available. I will find out. While this is out though, I'm going to put some tape on this because it's rattling like crazy and driving me absolutely crazy. Or maybe a few strips of insulation tape across the top will stop the rattling. I don't know. It's only going to last a short time anyway. But one thing I did notice when I was driving the car yesterday is that it doesn't have any sound from the front mid-ranges. So I assume this must be a problem with the head unit rather than a problem with the wiring, because it's both sides. Hopefully also replacing this thing will sort that out as well. Well, it's a few days later because I've been waiting for the Amazon delivery man to turn up. If you know Amazon, it's quite a lot of days later. But I've had a couple of parcels arrive. Well, first of all, this one I already had. This is quite a rare thing to own. This is the corner which goes up here, the front of that gutter. They're really, really unusual because they get broken. Whenever people try and take them off. But more importantly, I've got two little parcels which have arrived from Amazon. First off is, let's do this one first, it's a key. It's not really a genuine Mini key, it's got like almost the Mini logo, but not quite. My genuine Mini key is missing the Mini logo, funnily enough. The button is broken on this one, so I can't centrally lock the car off my one remaining key. But this one is a blank, should be able to be cut and programmed to this car so I can have central remote locking and immobiliser removal. I'm familiar with those now. That I'll probably do in the next instalment of this Mini update, because getting over to the guy who can code it and getting the thing cut will take a few more days, and I was thinking I might finish this video tonight. The other thing that turned up is this big bundle of wires, which is the connector which goes from the back end of this radio into the loom, and rather excitingly, this little dongle on a wire here is a Bluetooth adapter, which the car would not have had originally, but this will now have, which means I can sync my phone to it, use it for hands-free calling through the radio, play music, play, I don't know, anything else I want to, which is nice, which makes this car actually more advanced than the brand new Mercedes, well, newish, 10-year-old Mercedes. Now this is the radio I'm installing. This is a genuine Mini CD, what model is it? CD53R50, which is, it's made in 19th week of 2003, or May 2003, so it's actually 2 years exactly newer than this car, but it's basically the same model this would have had. Interestingly, apart from being B&W Group, it's an Alpine, so it actually had an Alpine stereo to start with. Why would you take an Alpine out for a cheap jack Sony? Well, I say cheap jack, probably quite a good Sony. Right, so let's first of all take this side panel off. Just remember how you do this. Undo the two little screws. And then that is trapped in there and there. So I have to undo something else, but I forgot what else I have to undo. I think, oh yes, it's my sun visor light is falling apart over my driver's seat, so that's unfortunate. You have to undo the cup holder, I think, and then you can lift this bit out, if I remember rightly. If I'd been planning this more carefully, I'd have had some silver paint on standby, so I could have painted this side piece while it was off the car, but I wasn't that prepared. Oh, I'm missing a screw. Interesting. Okay. Oh look, this is the actual ashtray insert. I wonder why I could never get a second cup in this thing. Didn't realise the insert came out. Right, let's go and find a cross-point screwdriver. Speaking of inserts, I would love to have the little insert tray that sits down there. If anyone has one for sale, do let me know. There's a little screw in there, and a little screw in there. What you have to do is prise this up. I've just prised it gently with a screwdriver. This then lifts out, and then there's 2 more screws underneath there. So I'll quickly unscrew them. I had a feeling there would be 2 screws under there, but did just go and check the book in case. It's a very Rover design to put a couple of screws just behind there. Oops. Take this off. Oops, daisy. Little surround comes out. Hold it, and the front of the radio comes off. A bit more sharply than I expected. Since I've wrapped the plastic around this, it actually hasn't been rattling at all. And so plastic insulation tape. So I've kind of solved the problem I'm trying to solve already. Oh dear, that's cracked at the top. That's not good. So that's the old Sony unit. Gone. There we go, this all then comes out as one big thing. Ah, I've not got the Torx screws. There should be a couple of Torx screws on the front of this, and they aren't here. So I can now slide this radio in, but there's no screws to hold it. That's irritating. Well, let's just see if this actually works before I go any further. So first of all, Amazon, you appear to have lied to me, because this is not the same. That's the same on the radio end. That's little square plugs. That's little round plugs. Now is this because this is an early car, or because Amazon is rubbish? That's irksome. The plug on here is square plugs as well, so you can't just go mashing that into there. Aha, what if I do? Right, we're back in the game. This plug here, which goes into these 2 separate trailing things from here, goes into the back of this adapter here, and this adapter here goes into here. Right. And finally, that, whoops, undo the little crank lever on it. That goes into there. Whoops. Or does it? Yes, it does. If I do it the right way up, it does. Crank lever goes down, binds the whole lot nice and tight. Now, where does the radio antenna go? Do I need some kind of adapter for the antenna? I think I might do. Okay, let's just try this before I go and force it all back in the car. That doesn't appear to work. Is that because no antenna? Or because it's broken? I heard a noise. Made a ooh noise. Doesn't work. That is... that's annoying. Hear that? That's it trying to do something, but not doing something. I guess the Sony's going to go back in again. That Sony is determined to carry on living in this car. I really thought I was going to go back to original today. I thought wrong. Now, I know what someone's going to comment on the comments, because I've read enough comments to predict these things now. People are going to say, did I put this thing the correct way around when I plugged it into the back of that? And because of the little tags on the side of it, it can only go one way. It's not a possibility. So, that's just good old irritating. Damn. think what it is. The old stereo I've been given doesn't work, unfortunately. Right, I shall leave that not completely put away properly because there's a chance I might be able to find another used radio that does work, and also this surround is breaking up, so I think I'm going to go and find a new surround as well. So much fun to be had. Good times, as they say. Right, okay, let's move on to something maybe doable. I have a pry tool. Let's see if we can pry out that old goop that's up in there and fit this thing. You often see these corners filled with mastic and stuff like that because they break all the time, because this tag here goes all the way into this plastic trim here, and you can't buy them separately. You have to buy the entire length of the corner of the car, or side of the car, which costs an absolute fortune. So quite often, if they break, they just get masticed in. So if I can see if I can get this out, oh god, what hornet's nest am I opening here in the quest to try and make the car look slightly more original. I suspect the car will never be as waterproof again as it was with this lump of goop in the corner. Bathroom sealer. Right, a lot of carving later. I've now cleared out that channel enough that I can push this thing into there, and that should go up. Well, before I push it too far in there, I do need to clear a bit more off underneath there. I was just thinking, at least it's a nice dry summer's night, so even if I don't get this on properly tonight or can't find the Sikaflex, then at least it's going to be a nice dry night. It's just started raining. Of course it has, but now I have cleared out that channel, I've cleared out space underneath there, I've cleared this, well, as flat as I can. Apparently you can buy some stuff that dissolves old rubber sealant, but I'm worried it damaged the paint underneath it. I've cleared off this little nubbin that can hook onto, so in theory I can now attach this properly. There we go, that snaps in there. The whole thing should snap backwards, or slide backwards even. It won't, of course. Ow. Here's a trim tool actually. Ow. Let's get a trim tool. It needs to go back another couple of millimetres, but it doesn't want to move. Now, it shouldn't matter if this is filled with Sikaflex and seam sealer or not, because in theory any water should just run down through the A-post, through the body crevices and straight out down the bottom. It'd be nice if it wasn't full of little holes though that we're going to allow it to fill with water. I must accelerate my hunt for a garage for this car. Pliers, bit of paper to soften it. Pull that back. There we are. Actually, some tar remover might do that. Next time I wash this, I'll get tar remover on it. Ha! Much tidier. I'm very pleased with that. Well, I'm going to call it a day for this video right now because it's raining, it's getting dark, and I'm trying not to leave so long between project updates on the cars as well. So I could either go and do absolutely everything and complete it in one hit, which would take a while longer, or I can pause it here and have a part 2 coming up in a few days time when I've got new radio, new wires, I don't know what else I need to get, key cut, all the other stuff. I hope this is a fun little update and shows that the Mini is still getting love even though it's more or less finished, because don't forget this car was an absolute heap when I bought it, but I've kind of transformed it, brought it back from the brink of being a scrapper to actually a really nice car, and there's just little tiny finishing touches that I've been putting off doing for a bit too long. Right, thanks for watching. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. If you want to hit the playlist button, that'll give you like a bit more of a backstory on this particular car if you haven't seen it before. Right, I'll see you again next time with an update on this thing. Horrible noise. It sounds like metal on metal. Well, if you've watched the end of the video, you're now going to get a little sneak preview of the next Mini video. I don't know if you can hear the noise that's kind of rumbling in the background of this, but if I dab the brakes right now, you'll probably hear it more clearly. Just a few minutes ago, the car's driving fine. It's braking square. It's just making a horrible noise. Pulled over as soon as I could, which isn't very easy with the refuge areas being a couple of miles from each other. And had a look at the brakes, and what I noticed was that the centre part of the front driver's disc is polished smooth, and the outer edge is still kind of rough, a little bit rusty. So it looks like the pad hasn't been contacting fully on that front driver's disc. Now I'm getting metal on metal, because every time I dab the brake, hang on, here we go again, you can hear a very horrible noise. So I am returning to home. So the next video you see on this car will be the brakes in pieces. Stay safe, everyone.